Now, starting this weekend, Opera Omaha's inaugural One Festival. It's an opportunity for artists to share their powerful stories and innovative ideas on the stage.
This morning, we're further discussing one of the festival's featured productions, the world premiere opera, Proving Up.
Yeah, joining us, principal cast members of Proving Up, John Moore and Talise Trevine. Good to see both of you this morning.
Good
welcome.
To see you. Thanks for having
welcome
us.
to Omaha, because you don't live in Omaha, right?
No.
But you've worked with the Opera Omaha before.
I have actually. In 2009, I did my first Bohème.
Yeah.
Here I sang Mimi. Yeah.
Oh, great.
And how about you, John? You've worked
Barbara
with
Seville, yeah, 2015.
Yeah, so you got a history, so you know what the city's all about, what this company's all about.
Absolutely.
And what other productions have you been in recently? Let's talk about.
Gosh, you know, they all run together.
They do. I know.
I was in New York with the Met working on production, and you know, before that working sort of in Seattle, you know, all around the country, and looking forward to gigs in England this summer. So you know.
How about you?
Yeah, similar. I just did a big production of Porgy and Bess with Francesca Zambello, the Glimmerglass Festival. I have a Butterfly coming up in Basel, Switzerland. So.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
That'll be wonderful. Well, let's talk about Proving Up.
Yeah.
That is going to be starting this weekend, correct?
That's correct.
What is the storyline and who's it by?
The composer is Missy Mazzoli and the librettist is Royce Vavrick. John's done a previous production with Missy before, and I've actually been girl fanning Missy for about 7 years. So this is actually a nice culmination of a bunch of friends coming together. James Dara is the director, also the director of the One Festival, and we've also worked together. So it's a dark story.
What's it about?
John.
She looks at John. John,
Yeah,
you take this one.
It's more his take is interesting.
Yeah.
Misty and Royce developed it from a short story by Karen Russell. And it's set in 1870s Nebraska on the homestead, during the homesteaders movement. And a family, likely from the East Coast, moves into Nebraska, and they have to prove up. And by proving up, you have to have served the land for 5 years. You have to show that you're growing crops on it, that you're successful. And I think sort of the main thing is this window is something that is the main symbol. You have to have this window. When the inspector comes, he sees that you've got the sod house, you've got the window, you've done the farming. You'll prove up. You'll get your title.
Yeah.
And what Karen did was sort of develop a story that shows the travails of such a thing, and of course the weather didn't really work out. So I think in Omaha and the surrounding areas, anyone that has ever or has any experience with farming, any experience with sort of picking up and moving on and trying something somewhere else without knowing how it's going to work out, certainly right now with we talk about immigration, politics, all these things that are happening presently are in this story, and certainly it's a local story. So I think people can really relate to it.
Yeah, well, that affects a lot of areas.
Indeed.
Right there. Can you break down who's conducting this?
And directing.
The directing.
James Dara is our director, and Christopher Roundtree is our conductor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we're really fortunate to have ICE as our orchestra.
Yeah, they're from New York City, is that what I heard?
Yes.
The International Contemporary Ensemble. And so there are a bunch of cats from New York City. You've got James Dara and his people from LA. So Pablo Santiago, who's doing lights. You've got Adam Rigg, who does the sets. You have just Christy, that's doing our costuming, works in film and television. She's currently working on a show for HBO. So James has really done this incredible thing of taking people from the coasts, bringing them to the middle, and making art in Omaha.
Yeah, and that's happening here. I mean, this is the world premiere right here in Omaha. How does that work, and how does that set the stage for what's to come after this?
I mean, I think the One Festival is sort of the culmination of just a lot of new, innovative work coming to this area. People coming from various parts in the country to create really exciting art here in Omaha.
And Roger White's is really, I mean, that's Omaha's, the thing that's special about Omaha is that you wouldn't necessarily in the opera world think that Omaha Opera is doing some really, has some new ideas, but Roger White's and the team at Opera Omaha make it a point, and the board and the patrons here are open. And I think that's what makes the One Festival certainly an innovative approach And part of its charm is that it is here in the Midwest.
Yeah. Right.
And we are taking these great talents that I mean, most of us are employed gainfully on the coasts. And to bring us in the middle, that's, I mean, there's a cost.
Yeah, sure.
But certainly with like a proving up, or these works that are being developed, that you can take those risks as an artist here with an audience that may or may not be ready for it.
Yeah.
But they're going to be ready to see
Right.
Proving Up. They're going to be ready to see The Wreck.
Yeah.
They're going to be ready to see Ariodante. All these things that are happening right now over the next 10 days. There's some, and you know, the Medea, which is sort of in the classic space. But there's a fresh take on all of those things. So, you know, you got to applaud Roger Weitz for having the courage to make it happen.
And we're going to find out how ready Omahans are and people in this area, because it's April 13th, 15th, 19th, 21st, and 22nd. Those are the show times. Opera Omaha is Proving Up. And it's at Coneco. OneFestivalOmaha.org is the website you can go to. You can call 346-7372 as well. Good luck with the production.
Thank you.
Yes.
And your stay in Omaha.
We'll break a
Thanks
leg.
for having
We
us.
can't
Thank
say
you.
good luck. Break a leg. And thanks for taking the time to
Thanks,
visit with
guys.
us.
Thanks so
Appreciate
much
it.
for having us.
Well, Rose Gold is all